All right, everyone.
Hello, you guys.
I was just telling Victoria there's one thing I love about this inside that we sit on the inside.
Yes.
But before we get to that, welcome to another exciting episode.
I feel it real fun for all on the 12th of April, 2024.
That's right. We have like 3-4 days. Yeah, anyway, Monday, Dream Driven Day starts. If you haven't joined us, I'd suggest you do. I honestly don't have a clue when I'm going to do it again.
Oh.
So, what the fuck group is that?
Beg yours.
Anyway.
And it's your manifesting questions.
Your manifesting questions answered live.
That's right.
All right, Lisa and LaRock has joined us. Joe, well
Hello,
done.
Joe.
Don't play hard to get. Will be joining us as well.
Oh.
Free world.
Beth? No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Or no.
That's Beth, not like the rest.
No, Beth,
Well,
she's not
that
like...
one that
I
was
have
singing?
no idea. I'm all crossfired today. What a day, people.
Yes.
It's going to be a fascinating show, seeing what comes out of his mouth today.
Yes. Well,
Meanwhile...
it's probably the last day of Builders almost here for a while.
Yay.
Or maybe one day next week, but hopefully not on a show day.
I love our hillbillies. I love my space.
Yeah.
Right? That's all we're going to say. All right.
Yep.
So, Victoria.
Yeah, so that was dreamdrivenday.com.
That's right.
And
By the way, if you're just getting started with us, howtofeelitreal.com. Go there, sign up, get the free daily email, the videos. Get a solid foundation because so many people are still doing really dumb shit, like really dumb shit that denies their divinity. And quite honestly.
yeah.
Meanwhile,
and for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
that's right. So, Victoria.
Yes, 20.
Shall we dive in with a question from AC today?
Okay, so I'll just get my hand out.
Why?
Well, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
like to hold it up, sort of.
All right. See, I was telling her before you all showed up, like, this is an extremely uncomfortable piece of furniture.
It
right?
is.
It's lovely looking, right? And
Well-
when people come over that we know, love, and trust, and we say, Alex, go ahead, you sit there. And
But the
I'll sit in
three-piece
Ames
suite
chair.
cost us $400, I think.
Oh, it was, less than the shipping charges for the Ames chairs.
Well, the wing chair, even if I chuck everything else out, the wing chair on its own would be worth that, so that's
yeah,
fine.
I know. Yeah. I'm just saying
And
it's
the other one's
uncomfortable.
a massive dog bed.
But there's one thing that I love about sitting on this.
Yeah.
It's like a 1974 Chevy Monte Carlo. Who here has owned one of those? Hoo-ha. I had a 72, 74, and a 76. Not all at the same time, though. It was great because when you buy the next one, you can just take parts off the previous one.
Oh,
just
as long as they're all interchangeable.
Oh, yeah. The Chevy Monte Carlos were like that, right? But it had a bench seat, and so I could sit next to who I was dating at the time, and
Yeah.
it was like you get on the road all cuddly and shit, and that's all we're going to say.
Okay.
So,
All right. So, the first question today is from AC. Neville Goddard concept of self-manifesting.
all right.
And AC asks, hi guys, change your concept of yourself and change how I feel. Are these two issues separate from each other? What are the differences?
All right, so happy loving husband feels a specific way, so does happy loving teacher, right? And it's beyond just feeling happy, or like an emotion, or loving, whatever. Yeah. But here's something we've been exploring for a while. And a scene is how you experience what you experience. A state is how you experience what you experience. So who's experiencing the iPad right now? Happy loving husband was experiencing the iPad the other day, walking through the garden, calling Victoria up and sharing with her the garden and me walking through it.
Yes.
Right now, happy loving teachers experiencing the iPad in a different way. So this whole thing of concept of self, a lot of people get really weird about this, and they're all heady and stuff. But let's just notice, how do you perceive the world? Who are you being in the moment? And if we just start there, how who you are being determines how you're feeling. So a lot of people try to manage emotions. A lot of people try to buy into different concepts. Like literally, like what's your? They got to move. So so literally, this is going to be good.
I'm really sorry, but we're doing a live video.
Yeah. Yeah. She's so nice, right? She explains things. I just say, you guys got to go, right? You got to fucking go. Anyway, so this whole concept of self thing, right? So lovely guys outside talking, right? Disturbing the show.
Yeah.
And so concept of self determines what I do. Yeah. It determines how I feel about it, right? And so on and so forth. So we'll start there. Now, AC, stay tuned, because we're going to continue to answer your question as we answer the other questions too. Because to me, that's half the fun. If we made this about data, it'd be boring as shit for me. Which reveals my concept of self. So,
cool.
Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Looks like Jerry Amika is here as well. Joe Weldon saying, I saw. I miss Jerry slipping in. Cool.
And
hi, Lynn.
hi, yeah.
Welcome to the show. All these cool, remarkable kids and Triple D kids.
Okay. The next question's from Remarkable Koroll. Imagination ?
Yes.
And Koroll asks, what level of consciousness is imagination?
Cool. I'm not a fan of nouns. I'm very much a fan of verbs. So in Remarkable this year, the backdrop is, it's a book, isn't it? Yeah, Awakened Imagination, right?
Yes.
And so in Awakened Imagination, it starts out with this whole thing of exploring what is imagination, right? So I'm going to shift gears a tiny bit with this is, what's the level of your imagining? Just to bring it home a little bit. So when I notice what is the level of my imagining, right, it could be dualistic, this versus that, versus them, that kind of thing, versus the, let's say the higher the level of your imaginings, the more loving and lovely they are. I did a podcast today, I didn't release it yet, but it's about the difference between careful and caring. And careful automatically implies a lot of yes, no, good, bad, right, wrong. Danger, Will Robinson, versus caring. Caring invites dance. So what is the level, what's the question again?
Imagination. What level of consciousness is imagination?
I'm curious about what's the level of your imagining. On a moment-by-moment basis, this can be something very well worthwhile noticing. So let's continue to answer Koroll's question.
Cool.
And AC's question, because what's the level of your concept of self? How much joy, how much love, or how much rationalisticness are you bringing into the world with your concept of self? So, all right.
The next question is from Dream Driven Day Christina. Signs follow. And Christina asks, can you talk about how signs follow, they do not precede?
Coolio. So today I went shopping, right? So I go from here. I drive no more than 5Ks ever in my entire life now. I just don't drive anywhere, right? I go to the pool. I go to Woolies, Kohl's.
That's brilliant.
Massage. Yeah. And I found a massage place within the perimeter, right? So this is really, really great. So we're going to check them out next week, right?
Yes.
So this whole thing of signs following. So I got to get in the car and drive to a destination to see signs telling me where the shops are, where the roads are, where the road work is. I'm driving today, right? And I want to go to Woolies. And I'm chatting with Victoria, right? Because I'm on my way to Woolies. And then there's a sign, basically like one of those road construction signs. So the signs appear while I'm driving to my destination, right? So while I'm crossing my bridges of incident to get to Woolies to do the shopping, right? Suddenly there's a construction sign. What do I say? Yeah, one of my usual expressions. Yeah, of course I swear, right? Because it's unbelievable, right? So I'll use the G word. Yeah, unbelievable. And then I drive then it's like radio, so I automatically start scanning for alternatives. Where am I going to go? How do I get to where I've already chosen? And I find another way to get to how I've already chosen. And I see the signs while I'm on the way. Now, one of the things that I love is Neville Goddard's capacity to be active. In other words, you will imagine something and you will cross a bridge of incidents. Right? So it's not like I'm looking for signs to see if it's coming. Yeah, I'm just seeing signs along the way. There's a street sign that tells me where to turn to get to some place where I'm going to. There's a sign that tells me I can't go up that road. So it's the difference between I'm looking for a sign to see if I'm in state. I'm looking for a sign. You know if you're in state, right? I'm in the state of happy, loving teacher. And then, happy, loving teacher just comments to Victoria. Yeah, probably more of a simple command. It was an implication, right? Yeah. They got to go. Right. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun when you stop being passive. I need a sign to know what's happening. I need a sign to know it's coming. I need a sign. I can't see any fucking signs from my house. Can you see any signs from here?
No.
No, she's not even bothering to look around, right?
Well, I've seen our Heartwood sign.
Not from here.
No.
Right. So you can see no signs from here. But if you walk over toward the cottage, you will see a sign. If you walk toward the she shed, you'll see a sign.
Yeah.
If you drive to Woolies, you'll see a sign. But it involves that thing of, I love when Neville says, people get half of this right. They'll say, well, Neville says if it takes 1,000 people to perform things to make your wish happen, they will. He says, absolutely. And he also says you'll play your part. So it's not that I sit back and wait for signs to tell me things are happening. My biggest sign is me. So when I'm going down the road and I'm seeing the road signs, yep, I'm driving the car. So this is a fabulous question. Notice, too, how it reveals this whole thing. Are you being an active or a passive imaginer? There's a couple layers to that. But one of them is just that. Being an active imaginer, I deliberately imagine things up, and I imagine what moves me. So, happy, loving teacher. You guys wait to see what's next. By the way, let's just skip that.
Okay.
Yes.
So that was for Dream Driven Day, Christina. Thanks very much for your question.
That was an awesome question.
Yes. The next question is from Remarkable Beth.
She's not like the rest.
Details and signs in brackets. So another one.
Yeah, I added the and signs thing because it fits in.
Okay. And Beth asks, as I continue this amazing adventure, experiencing all I am, I seem to notice more and more when others discuss details, in my mind, rational, leaving out any space for the magical to happen. For example, like, which way is best? Just get this over with. How long are you going to be? Can you talk a little more about applying to others, like in Manifesting Mastery Week 1? I feel like I'm moving, yet at times worn down with the deets, finding myself frustrated by.
Details and signs are a fascinating thing to me. So, so I drive to the shops. I even am at the shops, right? So I'll be inside of Woolies, and there's signs above each aisle, right? And the signs tell me what's in each aisle. The signs tell me where to find the chicken for the dogs, the mince for the birds, the lamb for us. There's just different signs. And then there's the sign that lies, the one that says this fake meat stuff. Why they put the vegan stuff in the middle of the meat? Are they trying to torture the poor vegans? I mean, it's like, I know y'all don't like meat or eat meat, so we'll put the fake meat right in the middle of the meat. Right? Actually, I think that's brilliant.
It is funny, actually.
It is, right?
Because it is in between two cabinets of meat.
Yeah. Why don't you put it in the vegetable section, right? Isn't that where the vegans hang out?
Yeah.
If you want to start a cult, you go to where there is a cult. But I seem to digress, right? So this whole thing with the details, which way is best? Just get this over with. How long are you going to be? One of the hillbillies, the chief of the hillbillies, banged the neighbor's fence yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? And so
ripped half the corner down. Yeah.
And so not only did that add shit to my yesterday, it added shit to my today.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, fuck me. Right? So I got to deal with this. Okay? Because I'm the one that's good at dealing with this stuff. Victoria says, hey, why don't you go?
Yeah, why don't you go and talk to neighbor Ron?
Yeah. So radio. So here's what happens. I could try to figure out the details on the fence, on the thing, what to do, what to say. The only thing I can do is imagine a couple people happy. Us, the chief of the hillbillies, love this guy, and neighbor Ron, love him too. And so I just moved to the end, and I'm leaving this morning. And I told Victoria, radio, Another thing on the list. I got to stop and give David Brown Mechanical cash.
Yes.
Right? Because like 2 months ago, he helped fix Victoria's car, and he's atrocious.
Yeah.
He's atrocious with trying to pay him.
I know.
Right? So it's like, unbelievable. Like, so it's taken him months to figure out how much, right? I don't know how he makes any money, but he's a lovely fellow.
Yeah.
So I tell Victoria, radio. So instead of going to see David Brown Mechanical after the show before I get to the pool, since I have a few extra minutes here, right, I'm going to stop and see him on the way to the store.
In. Good on you, babe.
So, right, so I get the money, I put it in my pocket, and I walk to the top of my driveway, and the hillbillies are at the fence. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I call Ron. Yeah, I get on the glasses, call neighbor Ron. Yeah, ground controlled and neighbor Ron. Right? I am answering the question, by the way.
Lots of details, but yes, he is.
So says neighbor Ron.
Yes.
Right? Notice the details I'm sharing are an adventure.
Yeah.
How cool is that, right? So neighbor Ron comes up, he tries on the glasses, we have a conversation. Yeah, Ron, chief of the hillbillies, Ron, so on and so forth. And they're working it out. Very little detail needed on my part. But a hell of an adventure. Just bringing them together. Next thing you know, all the hillbillies are trying the glasses on when I get back because it's like it's just what I do, right? Yeah, but there's this whole thing of evoking this we experience, like we're exploring in Remarkable. So when we evoke that, there's the details that need to be taken care of take care of themselves, and they present themselves as you need them. So. Why did I want to talk about signs with that? Oftentimes, people want to work out the details because when we work out the details, the step-by-steps, the whens and all that stuff, that's what we consider to be signs that it's happening, signs we're moving through things, the steps we need to take, the signs we need to see along the way versus, heck, I haven't seen neighbor Ron in a year.
I know, so it was a lovely opportunity.
So it was a great opportunity. So long story short.
Yes.
So I call Victoria. Right?
Yes.
Before I pull into traffic, right? It's because I'm parked up at the nature strip. You guys that listen to the podcast made earlier, released later, will get this. And so I call Victoria, and she says something like, "Are you done shopping?" I says, "I haven't left the driveway yet.
Yeah,
I'm still I'm still up on the nature strip, right?" and because all those details just happened. Yeah, because I've imagined happy people, happy neighbor Ron, happy, King of the Hillbillies, and will it happen in one swoop? Will it take a little bit of this? I don't know. Don't care. Right? So I have to just do what I do what I'm good at. So, did we answer the question at all? Which way is the best? Yeah, which way is the best? When do I talk to him? What do I say? How do we try to arrange it?
Yeah, I know. And I really get that. That happens to me, definitely.
The rational mind leaving out any space.
Yeah, for the magical, because it's just like, I get so overwhelmed sometimes with details, feeling like...
Never noticed.
Until it's just, step away from the cookie jar.
Yeah.
It's like, because it really does do that.
Over detail orientation has you go into I versus, or I need data, right? I versus you, or I need data. Right? Remarkable kids, this is really good shit. On the other hand, me, thee, we, and so on, it becomes a dance. So Victoria still has to listen to the call. Oh, my
yes,
God. She's been getting hints about it all week. Not hints to listen.
No.
Listen to me,
excitement, 20 plus, yeah.
All right.
Cool. Excellent. So that's good. That was for Remarkable Beth.
That's right.
Thanks for your question. The next question's from Remarkable Penny. Negative media. And Penny asks, with all the negative media, how can I, me, feel free of that ooh-ness of it all?
You know what I love about sharks?
What?
That occasionally, but very rarely, right, they actually eat people. But it's not that I love sharks eating people. What I love is that it's so rare. I mean, let's face it, the average human's really got to have a shitty taste with the food they eat.
Yeah.
But I seem to digress. But if you listen to the news, I mean, my God, the details in the news about everything happening everywhere all the time. Right? It's just fascinating to me. I've lost interest in the details. And so with all the negative media, how can I feel free from that ugliness of it all? I've just lost interest in eating carbohydrates. So you all know back December 25th, I seem to digest. Very nice, Tony Doyle. So December 25th, I had an insight about my experience of my body, right? And I suddenly found myself losing all interest in carbohydrates. And so I get to find out what I'm interested in is a diet that some people call carnivore. I call it fleshitarian because it's what I'm doing is slightly different than that. But I've lost all interest in carbohydrates. And I go on these carnivore boards on the Facebooks, and there are all these people struggling with sugar and carbs, and I just want to eat some French fries or whatever, right? And it's like, oh, what's bigger than you, right? A French fry's bigger than you, isn't it? Right? But I'm at the pool yesterday, and there's what are their names?
Oh, the mother and daughter?
No. The people that run the damn place. And I walk out, and it's tell me something wonderful day, right? So I walk out, all right, it's your turn, right? And then the other one comes up, and now it's yours. But they bring out these things called chips in this country, French fries in yours. And I just look at them like, don't you like yourself? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like when I go to the store and I see people buying that shit for their kids, it's like, you don't like them? But I've lost all interest in them, right? So I can make fun of French fries or chips or whatever you want to call them. But what happens is I'm in a state where I have pretty much zero interest in the news because I don't need that kind of detail in my life. What I'm ultimately fascinated in is dance. And anything that doesn't contribute to my dance, I'm really not interested in. On the other hand, the chief of the hillbillies taking out Ron's fence.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I have no interest in getting involved with this. Right? It's a fence. It's a truck. What happened? Emmett! I have no interest in the details of it. And so, like Victoria's telling me details, I'm not interested. Right? I can see bad fence, bad hillbilly, bad.
Yeah.
And then at some point, the husband that she loves pops out. Because the husband that she loves has this capacity to dance. And so what happens is a dance happens. First, me and neighbor Ron. Then it was me and the chief of the hillbillies. And then it was me and the chief of the hillbillies and neighbor Ron.
Yeah.
And then 20 continues onward.
Yeah.
But as long as it was about the details, somebody's got to pay for something. I'll pay for it if nobody else will, but I will not be fucking happy about this. So I can get lost in all the details and pissed off, right? Or feel bad about the news and the world and all that stuff. Or I can notice, where's my dance? And when I dance, everybody's blessed. Because I'm a good dancer. You should see me.
Good one.
Sounds that, Victoria.
Yeah, that's
all right.
really good.
Coolio.
You're a good dancer.
I'm a good dancer.
Cool.
Well, we're
Thank
really
you,
breezing through them
Penny,
today.
for your question.
All right. Valerie's here.
Yes.
Uma, shaga. Charashri, hey.
Love that.
In the ha. Welcome.
And the last question today is from remarkable Lisa Ann LaRock. Ignition.
All right.
And Lisa asks, hello, 20 and Victoria. Neville said in Awakened Imagination, the inner self moves along the predetermined course best when the emotions collaborate. The inner self must be fired, and it is best fired by the thoughts of great deeds and personal gain. We must take pleasure in our actions. I've noticed there is always a point of ignition when a desire is birthed. A holy flame which will not be denied is lit. Tell us about your experience with how great deeds and personal gain move you.
Alrighty, so we did a course years ago. Now watch this. This is not just a crass commercial. All right, I'm discovering this in the moment. All right, and we'll have to watch how I physiologically do this later. Right. So metamanifesting.com.
Yeah.
Metamanifesting.com is a great little course. One of the things we explore, there's the ignition, crass commercial. It seems to be.
Yes.
5 days ago, I got an email saying the SSL is going to expire. Right? Now, you can ask Victoria, what's one of my favorite things to do? Right? Renew and install an SSL certificate.
No.
Right? No. Right? Sometimes it's very simple. Sometimes it's not. Now, let's ask Victoria a question. Victoria, so when you're doing the bookkeeping,
Yes.
and I install an SSL certificate, how much profit does that put in our pocket? Yeah, I mean, like if somebody buys manifestingmasterycourse.com, we basically put a 10% out in fees and server fees and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So we lose about $10, so we make about $87 per course.
Right.
So every time Manifesting Mastery is sold, we make $87. How many dollars do we make? You do the books. Every time that I install an SSL certificate.
Oh, I can't work that out. That's details. That's the other business.
Yeah, but how much money do we make? I mean, how many journal entries do you see where it's like, oh, we made money because I installed an SSL certificate?
Well, I don't see anywhere
Yeah,
that we've made money.
We
because-
don't.
Yeah,
We don't. Not happy.
through installing
Right?
an SSL certificate.
Yeah. Do you
Yes.
think I'm dancing while that's going on? Right?
Yes,
Now here's the fun thing, right? So I get it the other day, and the hillbillies have been here and gone and all this stuff, and it's like, radio, let me see if I can do this one real quick, because every now and then they go pretty smooth. What the fuck are they doing out there?
A big sawing a stump. All right.
Anyway, so it hits me today. On another one of our servers, they automatically update and install the SSL certificates. I wonder if I have space for one more website there.
That's all right, because I was just gonna ask about that. So good.
So
Yes.
I go to this other service that we use,
Yes.
and it's all booked up. But it's got one website I'm doing nothing with right now.
All right.
It's like, let me pull that one. So I pull it, and then I go add service. And sure enough, I'm going to be able to move Meta Manifesting over there and have them do a professional migration for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Nice. Right? Guess who's dancing now? Because I've imagined, that website continuing. Yeah, I have not imagined, I got that piece of shit test done. Right? Yeah. Because every time somebody buys Meta Manifesting, which is still $97, we make $87, right? So there's personal profit there. And even better, the world's a better place because somebody's exploring something, right? So we still have all this archaeology out there. Meta Manifesting was maybe 2015, 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. So all the stuff that we've explored back then is still available now, and I don't want it to disappear. But I also don't want to spend an hour dicking around with this stuff, because that's an hour I could spend teaching or commenting or got 2 minutes, that kind of thing. Stuff that I absolutely love and adore that profits us and you, we and thee. And that to me is the whole thing, because I take pleasure in your aha moments, your shifts, your successes, in your growth. There's in side note here. Joe Weldon will love this. Somebody tag Joe Weldon. So in NLP, they talk about primacy and recency. And what people tend to do is they tend to blame primacy, the first time something happens, or recency, the latest thing that happens, for something that happened in their life today. Right? So in other words, the reason why I have found it hard to lose weight is because I was born 3 months early. First experience of my life, right? Showing up early, being sick, right? Recency. The reason I have problems losing weight is because of something that I just thought I ate, right? Or didn't think I ate, right? Somebody tag Joe Weldon.
Yeah, I saw Joe.
Love you, Joe. So on the other hand, there's this thing that we call continuous. Continuous is the cause. It's not the thing that happened whenever you were 0, day dot. It's not the thing that just happened a second ago. Well, the cause is continuous. Right? What does Tony Doyle says something related to this? But this whole thing, it's a continuous. So when I was little, I can tell you when I watched The Priest, right? And not in a bad way, but I watched The Priest and he's really trying to be a blessing and share something here. I want to do that. And I watched Mr. Rogers. I got, he's a gorgeous guy. He really wants to be a blessing here. I want to do that. So those are my primacies. My recency is, hey, I got a text message from Joe Weldon. That's the reason why I'm a teacher. It sounds ridiculous, but that's an opportunity to teach, right? But it's this continuousness, the continuousness of being a writer, the continuousness of being a director, the continuousness causes what makes the rose bloom? It's continuousness. Yeah, so we planted it. Yep, that's primacy. Recency, we watered it, but it's the continuousness, right? It's the state that we are continuously exploring and expanding upon. And again, it better be for personal gain. Because if it's for personal gain, everyone wins. Because when I had a guy, and he tells me, I want to do Manifesting Mastery course.com, but it's my wife. And I said, your wife is not the course. And he goes, no. My wife won't like it if I spend the money. I said, why don't you ask her? Right? Would you mind if I did a course that made me less of an asshole? Right? Or something like that. You come up with your own damn question. He laughed. He did. She said, do it. Right? Because it enhances the continuousness of him. We've got these choices in order to literally, what am I doing to expand and explore the continuousness of, there we go, Tony Doyle's thing. Every single moment is both a manifestation in and of itself and a manifestation in the becoming. Right? That's exactly what we talk about in this emergent thing in Dream Driven Day. It's the emergent of you, the emergent of everything is continuousness. So we're always in the middle of something, but that's another story.
Yeah, that's a lovely quote.
Yeah, that's Tony Doyle.
Emmet, you need to stop now, please.
All right.
Yeah, excellent, babe.
So great deeds and personal gain move me. Cool.
Cool.
How's that? How'd we do?
You did ace, babe.
All right.
You've commandeered the show single-handedly. Good on you.
Did I?
Yeah, well, you did ace. Yes.
I commandeered the show.
Well,
I took it over.
Wrong.
Matey. We have a mutiny on this ship.
Yeah, so good, says Alessandra. Lovely, says Lisa.
Thanks, guys.
Good on you.
129 interactions in Mark. Customers are interacting with Culver Karate Club.
Don't read the news.
I don't know, my buddy Perry Culver, I made him a website years ago. I really loved making websites. I'll keep answering the question, right? Just consider it a gift from the gods. And I really loved building websites. And it drove me nuts that people would say, hey, you want a website? It'll cost you $5,000. I'd say, hey, you want a website? Hey, I'll build you something really cool that works for $500. So I put up a website, something like imakewebsitesthatwork.com or something like that. And so my buddy Perry Culver wanted a website. So I built him one that works, right? And he's had it for, God, I would have built this two years before I came down here. So it's been 16 years now. You know what I mean? And the website still works. And why am I talking? Oh, yeah. I enjoyed the shit out of doing that. And I could do it all day long. I could build a WordPress website, in a couple hours, put up your basic content, teach you how to use it, and I'm done. Right? So let's ask Victoria a question.
Now?
How many websites have I built for people in the past 14 years?
For people?
Yeah, besides us.
Oh, I don't know.
I have zero interest.
When there was a problem. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but not built. Yeah. One.
Perry's here. Look at that. Dude, love you. I didn't know you were here. I'm talking shit and you're here.
That's gorgeous.
Oh, love you, buddy. Swear to God, the update, the Google update just popped up while I'm doing the show. Wow. Imagine my smiles. Anyway, I'm glad I didn't say anything bad about it.
Yeah, lucky.
Like I usually do.
Cool.
Oh, love you, Perry. Nice to see you. Wow.
Okay.
All right. He's 4% of the show.
Who was he?
Well, there's 24 people watching, and he's one of them.
Oh,
So he's
yes.
4% of the show.
Love ya. he
Love
says.
you, buddy. Cool. All right.
Okay. So, thank you, Lisa Ann LaRock, for your question.
And Perry Culver for being
showing up.
here.
And what we want to know is tell us what was your hashtag strawberry bet.
All right.
What was yours, babe?
I have no clue. I just had a lot of fun. I had this realization this morning. We'll be talking about that probably in Remarkable first. But honor you. Right? The continuousness of you.
Yeah, I just saw, Kristen. Is that Kristen?
No, it's Shirashri.
But yeah,
Whose name I probably always mispronounce. I love you. So you honor the continuousness of you. When you do that, like, what's the cause? I'll go way back to the beginning of the show. It's not the concept of you. Well, yeah. As soon as you fucking do that, you've left the room. There's no magic. What's the continuousness of me? What's the continuousness of me? If I honor and love that, I can honor, I can love, I can adore thee, I can adore we, and so on.
Very cool.
So that was behind it all today and forever.
So, while you type in your hashtag strawberry bits, go to dreamdrivenday.com. Starts Monday.
Starts Monday. If you haven't done it in a while, I'd suggest doing it. If you're thinking about doing it someday, I'd suggest joining. Like I said, I don't know when I'm going to do it again. I'll be honest. I'm just... I love the course. I absolutely adore doing the course. I'm so looking forward to doing the next course. But I've got a lot of different shit on my mind right now. That's pretty damn marvelous. So I suspect this Dream Driven Day being if we're going to nail this and play with some other stuff, is going to be really, really special. So
Cool.
Thanks, Alex.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right.
That's right.
Look at that.
And now the hillbillies are quiet as we end the show.
I love me hillbillies. Oh, dear.
Okay. All right, babe.
I'm all right.
You all right? Okay. See you.
Yeah, you know when I share those photos, so I'll be sitting out back smoking a cigar. I've taken a lot of cigar smoking photos recently. That'll be this afternoon. So looking forward to that, and swimming, and lunch, and pushing the button